Hi, happy Friday, and welcome to Now, the fun show hosted by me, Curtis P. Now, today we're kicking the entire show off talking about a very big topic coming out of the US. President Barack Obama held a press conference today to talk all about the NSA. Talking about the impact the NSA has on the public inside of the United States and people living outside of the US. Also talking about Edward Snowden just a tad here, saying that he's upset with the leaks that he provided, though let's all keep in mind without Edward Snowden, this press conference wouldn't happen, and we wouldn't know that the US government is spying on everyone. Obama stated they're working to undo some of the damage caused by all of this, and he considers the US to be held under a higher standard. Since the internet was created inside of the US, they have the responsibility to keep it open, free, and without the fear of people spying on them. Later going on to say the US is better than China and Russia. Yep, it is, because, China spies on everyone and Russia is, well, Russia. Finalizing the entire thing, Obama plans to ban spying on leaders of ally countries. This is, of course, a big move because at least they're gonna stop spying on some people, though no word if they're gonna stop spying on everyone else. Moving into the world of technology here, Google may have plans to get into the healthcare-related tech side. Google is working on a brand new smart contact lens that could measure glucose levels inside diabetic tears. This will make testing easier and less intrusive for diabetics. The lens will contain tiny wireless chips inside of it along with tiny glucose sensors. This is then sandwiched between two micro-thin lenses. The patient will then be alerted if their glucose levels are too high or too low by an LED based inside of the lens. This, of course, all being developed by the Google X Labs right inside of Google, and because it's developed by Google X, there are no release dates as of yet, or it's even unknown if this will ever even make it to market. Into world news now, Putin is once again talking about gays and the Winter Olympics. Putin stating that gay people should feel comfortable at the Sochi Olympics, but they need to leave the children in peace. Of course, this in reference to the bill signed in June forbidding the promotion of homosexuality to minors in Russia. Putin also stated that he vows that there will be no discrimination at the games, and that Russia will do everything to ensure the warm welcome for all of its Sochi guests. Though on the complete opposite side of that, they are tightening restrictions on protesting during the games, confining all protests to a small park in a town 12 kilometers away from any venue. So not the most welcoming thing for all the protesters. US President Barack Obama, Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, and UK Prime Minister David Cameron will not be attending the games this year. The US has also appointed two formerly gay athletes to the country's opening ceremonies. The Sochi 2014 games will open on February 17th in 21 days. And finishing off today's show, let's talk about some quick news here. 3D printing is big in the world, and there are 3 brand new advancements in 3D printing that are pretty freaking cool. How about 3D printing a house? Yes, a brand new 3D printer can print an entire house in 24 hours. This giant printer uses concrete to print the 2,500 square foot home. The walls of the printed home already contain open areas for ventilation, heating, and electrical. How about 3D printed clothing? Electrolume wants to create 3D printed clothing from t-shirts and sweaters. They hope in the future to open an online database of all of their designs, then allowing you to buy a 3D clothing printing device. Then you can download the designs and just print off your very own clothing. A super awesome idea for the future of clothing. Just download that shirt you like and boom! 2 hours, got yourself a shirt. But what about the world of edible 3D designs? Hershey Co. and 3D Systems Corp. are working together to develop a 3D edible food printing technology. They're working to develop brand new forms of candy and brand new forms of manufacturing using 3D printing. There's been no released information about the candy Hershey plans to produce in 3D, and if it will ever even make it to market. But talking about 3D printed candy and food, how long do you think it will be before we can actually buy a 3D food printer for our home? Like, you want a chocolate bar, you want a cookie, or hey, you want a loaf of bread, just print it off. How sweet would that be? So cool. How long do you think that will be for it to be in the reality of our very homes? You can let me know in the comment section down below. You can also let me know when you think that 3D food printer will make it to your home on my Facebook page, Twitter account, or through Google+. Links to all that and the other topics I talked about in today's episode in the description down below. Check out all the links down there, tons of really cool stuff. Of course, if you enjoyed today's show, why don't you hit that like button, subscribe, and maybe even share the show with your friends. Until next time, I'm Curtis Parody, and that's what's happening now. And right now, I have a craving for chocolate. I really want some chocolate. 3D printed chocolate.